you make this one mistake, I don't care how smart you are, how well you plan for it, or how pretty your renderings look, you will lose $1 million in real estate. The mistake? Pouring the wrong foundation on the wrong soil. I've seen entire builds go sideways because someone skipped this one simple step. They didn't order their soil report, and the soil didn't match the foundation type of the land. They try to cut corners, and I always tell you, don't cut corners on foundation. They didn't even realize the house was sinking until it was too late. I'm going to break this down for you in simple terms, so you don't lose your life savings on a rookie mistake. Now let's go. Most new developers focus on the architecture, the finish, the resale comps, but none of that matters if your foundation is failing. The soil is what determines how your foundation will hold up. And here's the thing, not all soil is created equal. Some sites have expansive clay, which swells and shrinks with moisture. Some have loose fill from previous demo or poor compaction. Some have like a sandy loam that won't support load-bearing pads. If you pour a slab without knowing what's underneath it, you are gambling with big money. That's why the very first thing I do before buying land is order a geotechnical soil report. It tells me soil compaction, soil composition, bearing capacity, drainage issues. If I need to reinforce or elevate, this isn't an optional expense. It's a deal-saving step. We need to know these type of things. Now let me give you a real-world example. There was a developer who poured a slab on grade on a lot with expansive clay. The soil report warned about it, but he skipped the reinforcement. 6 months after the build, cracks in the foundation. The doors started squeaking and not closing correctly. The HVAC units started sinking a little bit. The fix, excavation, pier drilling, and jacking and bracing. By the time it was stabilized, he was over $150,000 into this deal. Let's just say he didn't make any money. The house sat on the market and lost a lot of value. Eventually, he had to sell it at a loss just to cut out. The total loss, over $1 million across 3 builds with the same issue that he did in that neighborhood. All of it could have been avoidable. One test, one engineer foundation design. That's all it would have taken, but he wants to cut corners. You don't be that person. Here's what I do every time. Order a geotechnical report before closing, especially if it's in an area you've never built in, okay? Make it part of your feasibility or due diligence window. Negotiate extra time if needed. It's just so important. Number 2, send it to your engineer immediately. Don't just get the data, get a solution. Slab versus piers versus post-tension. What is your engineer going to let you build? You need to give it to the engineer. The engineer will tell you what's best to build on that soil. Number 3, match the foundation type to the soil, not to your budget. We don't care if you got 30 grand and the foundation's gonna cost 90. You might need that 90 to save your butt later on. Do not cheap on the concrete either. The extra 10 to 20,000 now saves 6 figures later and a lot of headache. Maybe a lawsuit, who knows. Number 4, inspect during and after your pour. Get compaction tested. Have your engineer review the rebar and the layout. This is where real builders separate from gamblers. Foundations aren't a place to flex speed or cut costs. This is where real wealth either compounds or it's going to collapse. If you're serious about building real wealth through real estate, don't just think about the finish line. Think about the footing. The strongest builds start below the surface. If you want a copy of the exact foundation checklist I use on every single project, drop builder in the comments and I'll send it directly to you. And if you're ready to stop gambling and start building like a real developer, hit that subscribe button and check out the next video. Let's build smart. Let's build solid. Let's build together. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We're dropping 3 to 4 new videos on real estate development every single week. This is Eric Crutchfield, and if I can do this, so can you. Let's get to work.